Hi, my name is Kelly Arambula, and I will be doing my final presentation for Anthropology 101. For my piece of art, I decided to do a painting, and so a canvas is my medium, and I used acrylic paints. I did kind of a Van Gogh spin-off for my piece. I think that before we get started into my story and why I painted this, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, which honestly has so much to do with my story and who I am. Well, I chose a painting. The fact that I even chose a painting kind of tells you a lot, because when I was little, I still am, but I was very creative and really liked to draw and be in my color books a lot, and I was just very outgoing. I was not really a reserved kid, and I would draw all the time, and now that kind of progressed into like sketching and charcoal and things like that. But now instead of doing like portraits and sketching, I started doing like paintings and portraits, and now I'm grateful enough to be selling them to people. And painting takes up so much of my time now because I'm able to sell, which I never thought I'd be able to do, and it's crazy, and I'm so appreciative of anyone who has bought my work. But yeah, painting is just overall a huge part of who I am today, and yeah, it's a huge one of my biggest little hobbies that I have, and it means a lot to me. So going into why I chose to paint this, the background, I guess we'll start off with the flower. I chose the flower because it just represents who I am. It represents how I've gone through life, because I feel like everyone's, home life is very important to them, and especially how they've developed through their childhood. I used to be a psychology major, and most of who you are really just comes through how you were treated as a child and just your early development as a kid. So I just strongly believe that everything that I've kind of experienced, especially growing up in my adolescence, has really affected who I am today, and it's really just made me stronger. And I have gone through a lot of broken relationships and chaos, which is also what the background it doesn't kind of represent. It represents all the chaos that life has kind of thrown at me, and just yeah, like I said, not everyone's home life is amazing, and I definitely could have had it worse. But I also think that all this chaos in the back and all the whirlwinds each one of them has impacted me in a way, allowing me to come out stronger, which is why I think it's affected me so much. And that's how a flower's life goes. You die, they die, and then they come back, and they're still just as beautiful as they were last season. And that's just kind of how I've always gone through life, and especially now being older and have gone through all of it, and still going through new challenges every day. All of these past chaotic moments has just allowed me to realize that I can't really control what goes on, and no matter what, I will always be a flower, and I can't change that. I can't change what kind of flower I am. I can't change where I've been planted, and I can't change all the chaos in the back. I can just kind of control my life and how I want to be in my soil, I guess. Yeah, super cliche, but and then I guess we'll move on to the stem. The stem definitely, I would say, just represents, my parents, especially my dad. My dad's always just kind of been one of my best friends, especially now. We've just gotten a lot closer, and he just kind of keeps me grounded and kind of just reminds me how to be a logical human being, just how dads are. And then these represents just my best friends that have been with me through everything. They've definitely helped me, also stay grounded and make sure they know my worth, or I know my worth, and just have always supported me. And then these little guys in the sky represent my siblings. Another big thing of my story is I grew up with boys, which definitely, I feel like because of that, I'm a little more aggressive and rough around the edges, but I appreciate them, and they've definitely impacted who I am. So that's what these represent, and they're in the whirlwind because they've had to go through all of it with me just as much as I have. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's, kind of the gist of why I chose this and my whole story and kind of what I've gone through in my life. And like I said, now I'm just continuing to just flourish and remember that no matter what, like what season in life I am, I'm just always gonna end up, like coming back just like flowers do and being able to live a beautiful life. And yeah, it's just helped me be more positive. So that's kind of what this painting means to me and my story. Thank you very much.